These ripe acorns are falling one by one from a height of 30 meters. Although these acorns are not big in size, the impact when they hit the ground from such a height is quite astonishing. The noise from the falling acorns successfully attracts the attention of our main character. At this time, the smaller animals in the forest need to be wary of these falling fruits. This chipmunk is named Ruei. He is only 2 months old right now. At a body length of 15 centimeters, he is about to face the most challenging time of his life. During the acorn harvest season, he must make full preparations for the coming winter. Ruei needs to store about 100 acorns before winter arrives to survive the long cold season. Therefore, each acorn is extremely precious to him. Although his mouth looks very small, it can hold 3 to 5 acorns at a time. After gathering enough, Ruei hurries back to his home to store these valuable foods. His home is a burrow that has already been dug out. Even in the cold winter, he can sustain himself with food stored here. However, unlike brown bears, chipmunks like Ruei cannot hibernate. Due to his small size, he cannot store enough fat to survive the winter. Therefore, these high-calorie acorns are his lifeline. For a 2-month-old like him, it's already quite an accomplishment to store this many acorns for his first winter. However, an older chipmunk nearby has already set his sights on Ruei. This cunning chipmunk is a few months older than Ruei, and he easily finds Ruei's burrow. For an adult chipmunk, stealing someone else's stash might be a way to ensure better survival. Ruei's enormous treasure trove is about to face disaster. For this older chipmunk, why bother working hard to gather acorns when he can easily steal someone else's? But for little Ruei, losing these acorns means he will struggle to survive the long winter. As time goes by, Ruei continues to work hard gathering acorns. He has no idea that his hard-earned stash is being continuously stolen by the older chipmunk. After each theft, the older chipmunk quickly returns to his own nest. Then, he immediately returns to Ruei's home to steal more acorns. As he repeatedly empties Ruei's stockpile, Ruei's store is almost completely depleted. Meanwhile, while searching for acorns, Ruei encounters a new problem. A giant has appeared behind him. This half-ton moose is also eyeing the acorns on the ground with great desire. However, the agile Ruei is not planning to give up. He swiftly dodges the moose's trampling and escapes. After narrowly avoiding danger, Rui sees the moose. He knows it's time to go home. Upon returning home, Rui discovers that most of his precious acorns are gone. To make matters worse, the thief has come again. Furious, Rui starts chasing and biting the older chipmunk. But even so, the acorns are lost for good. Without stored food, how will he survive this winter? Leaves are falling, and winter is already close at hand. Having lost his precious acorns, Rui is now in a pitiful state. Without those acorns, he won't survive even a week after winter arrives. To make things worse, the days are getting shorter and shorter. Rui had to gather food at night. But the dangers of the night for someone just 15 centimeters long are fraught with peril. However, the sound of acorns falling was something he simply couldn't resist. Just as he was about to pick up an acorn, he noticed a carcass not far away. It was clearly the body of one of his kind. Rui was terrified. It was the work of a silent predator, the great horned owl. Its size is 20 times that of little Rui, and it's the mortal enemy of all chipmunks. Rui could only try to make as little noise as possible, filling his mouth quickly and hurrying home. But then a wolf's howl scared him so much that his precious acorns fell to the ground. Unaware of the danger, Rui kept quietly picking up the acorns from the ground. But his movements had already caught the attention of the owl. With a screech, the owl made its move. Busy collecting acorns, Rui had no idea of the danger behind him. It wasn't until the owl was right upon him that he let out a scream and fled for his life. There's no doubt that Rui's escape skills were exceptional. Even though he managed to escape the owl, his storage was still nearly empty. Everything withers. Winter has arrived. Hiding in his burrow, Rui knew he couldn't go on like this. If he continued, he would eventually freeze to death at home. Now, if he wanted to survive until the end of winter, there was only one way. He had to find and reclaim the acorns that were stolen from him. Soon, Rui discovered the thief's home. Rui cautiously observed his surroundings. He had to ensure he succeeded in one go. But as things often go, plans can go awry. He was caught red-handed as soon as he reached the thief's doorstep. Ha ha, this is so awkward. If I said I was just passing by, would you believe me? Before the older chipmunk could react, Rui took the initiative and launched an attack. And rightly so. After all, the fruits of his hard work had been stolen by this guy. Anyone would be furious. Each of Rui's attacks was fierce and relentless. 1. Fortunately, this time he won the fight. The older chipmunk was driven away. And Rui reclaimed the acorns that were stolen from him. As for the older chipmunk, he nursed his wounded pride from a distance, bitterly realizing he had failed to gain anything. Meanwhile, Rui carried his stolen acorns back, one by one. Now, he can safely survive the coming harsh winter. Rui's decision this time was truly timely.